Hello everyone, welcome to the Q4 BRG ARCHIBUS Users Group. We're happy you could join us today for our session. Let's get started with a look at our agenda. Today's session will be broken into two parts. Part 1 will consist of a space management panel discussion combining 4 end users from 4 unique industries. The second half of our session will focus on converging enterprise to smart clients. Please use the chat feature in WebEx to log any questions you may have during today's session. Your panel discussion facilitator is Michael Levine. Please note that today we will be polling you, our audience, for answers to the same questions that we'll discuss on the panel. Your answers will not be displayed on the screen, but with enough feedback, BRG will compile a report with the answers you've provided. You must participate to receive the survey. All the answers will remain anonymous. Let's move on to part 1 of our session today, the space management panel discussion. Your facilitator today is Michael Levine. Michael is BRG's Senior Vice President of Strategy and Marketing. Michael has been with BRG for nearly 15 years. I think our slides are running a bit slow, so bear with us for a moment. I'm going to wait till it catches up. All right, there we go. Michael is BRG's Senior Vice President of Strategy and Marketing. Michael has been with BRG for nearly 15 years. He collaborates with the executive sales and operations teams to ensure consistent delivery of quality services. From healthcare and academic settings to high-tech and banking institutions, Michael has deployed successful solutions and business process transformation in a variety of industries. Michael will now introduce today's panel.
Thank you, Nicole. We're really honored to have 4 great panelists joining us on the session today. And I think the underwriting goal for the session today is, space management is it's a pretty common challenge that people using ARCHIBUS are trying to tackle. It's typically the foundation that people start with. And I think, one of the things that we intended to do when we assembled the panel was to try to pick very distinct industries. So the 4 panelists that we have joining us today really come from very different industry segments, but I think one of the things that we'll find as we go through the discussion with the panelists is that there's a lot of commonalities. We'll find out that there's a lot of common threads and common challenges that the different panelists and everybody on the phone today are tackling, but I think we'll also find that there are some different nuances that are industry specific, so we hope to uncover some of those in the discussion today. So our first panelist is Paul Yerkaitis with the Carolinas Healthcare Systems. Paul has been the ARCHIBUS administrator for 3 years at CHS, and I think in that time he's really accomplished quite a bit. He's taken the implementation of space management from 0 to over 9 million square feet of space in the module. Paul has a very storied background in project management and operations management, web design and development, and I think having 3 kids, 6 and under, probably says it all, probably particularly around his project management skills. So Paul, maybe with that, if you could maybe just talk a little bit about your organization profile at CHS.
Sure. Yeah. This is Paul, and I am with Carolinas Healthcare System. Have been for over 5 years and have been working with ARCHIBUS since we dove into space management about 3 years ago, and have been learning so much ever since. We have a lot of different things that we do, but we've really been focused on space management for a number of different reasons, not the least of which is Medicare and Medicaid cost reimbursement, space management, move management, and project management. And as you can imagine, being a healthcare facility, we have a number of different areas of business, from clinical acute care facilities to general office space, where we've got just regular office people. So there's people moving all around. There's patients, and there are employees, and we've got third-party vendors. We've got all these different end users and all these different nuances that go throughout. But we do have somewhere around 14 million square feet throughout our organization that we don't know exactly yet because we don't have everything in space management yet, but we're on our way there. So we do know very well. We've got just over 9 million square feet linked in space management in ARCHIBUS. So we know that space well. We're just still working on that balance between what we've got and what we yet to have in the system. We've got a large staff of it's actually over 48,000 now throughout our whole organization, and we're primarily utilizing space management, real property and lease, and then we've built a custom module for regulatory compliance. And kind of as I mentioned, we've got a vast group of end users from finance to space management, construction management, information services, materials management, corporate safety, and the list goes on to our travel group and all over. So that's kind of us. This is me, Carolina's healthcare system.
Thank you very much, Paul. So obviously Paul is representing the healthcare sector, and you see here some images of the major hospital facilities that Paul and his team are responsible for. Quite a campus setting. Again, Paul is in the process of migrating up to 14 million square feet of space over time into the ARCHIBUS system.